Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about pain. And I really think this is the most important video of the whole series because it's really tapping into a very global and important experience of being a human being. So back to the basics about it. So what is pain really? Well, it's a sensory experience, a subjective experience. So pain can originate from physical causes. It can also be linked to emotional experiences as well, or by our thoughts, by the mental, also by the spiritual, how we are connected to spirituality in life. So pain is an extremely multifactorial phenomena in our lives. And what I have observed, which is extremely problematic in today's world, is that we tend to want to push away the uncomfortable experiences as much as possible. Pain being a big one. So when I'm feeling that discomfort in my body, whether it be acute or chronic, it's so easy nowadays to just take a pill and alleviate that. Or to seek out short-term alleviation instead of inquisitively diving deeper and trying to figure out what is going on? Like, how can I alleviate this thing for good? Pain is a symptom. It is a signal from your body that something is not going so well, that we need to shift the way that we are living in some way, whether that be pain in your musculoskeletal system or pain in one of your organ systems or emotional pain in your heart and your mind. It's all linked together. So when you're having pain and dysfunction in one area, it could exacerbate pain in another area. So for example, I want you to reflect on if you have chronic pain in your foot. Think on those days when that pain just feels so much more intense. Like, what is going on in your life when that happens? Is it because you're not sleeping well? Is it because you're not hydrating well? Is it because you have a lot of stress due to conflict in your relationships or stress from work? Or existential stress? You know, it's those experiences can exacerbate our experience of pain. It's important that we become the investigator or detective about that pain, that we start to learn where to look to help us understand our pain more. So building that self-awareness. This is, we can start with just considering pain, but this really applies for any symptoms or signs that you are experiencing of dis-ease in your body. That rather than blasting them away, trying to get rid of them as soon as we possibly can because it's uncomfortable and annoying and it decreases my productivity and I can't work, and rather than doing that, we should pull them closer. We should thank our body that it's giving us a chance to change. It's giving us an opportunity to shift something. It's giving us the warning signs to address before mega disaster comes in the future. So respecting our signs and symptoms and treating them as clues worth investigating. It's really important. Now, the fact that you are here participating in this course is already an indication that you have that curiosity and that motivation to investigate those clues, to figure things out and to help yourself. So, right on. Good job. That's the first step. And part of my goal in this course is to help you to teach you some tactics for becoming a better investigator and for improving that self-awareness. So this is going to be really a big homework assignment for this week, is I want you to, once again, we're going to go through some journaling. I want you to reflect on your pain. And this is going to be in a very multifactorial fashion. And don't worry, you don't need to scramble to write these down now, the questions down right now, because they will be in the video description. But I want you to reflect on your pain. And we can, try and compartmentalize it, and just in regards to your foot and lower leg. But if you want, feel free to delve into other areas of your body where you're experiencing pain and dysfunction. But first and foremost, let's start simple when we're investigating this here. Let's start with the physical components or properties of that pain. So I want you to think back about, when did that pain start? Was it an acute injury? Was there really a moment of injury, a mechanism of injury? Or was it a gradual onset thing? How long have you been dealing with this? And has it been getting progressively worse? Did it get better for a time and then it came back? Was there something you did to make it better? Go into detail there. Remember, go back. At present, with your pain, is there something that makes it feel better? That could be massage, ice, heat, rubbing some ointment like Icy Hot or Tiger Balm on it. Does it feel better after stretching the area or after resting it for a few days? Also, what makes it feel worse? Is there a particular movement that makes it feel worse? Is it after you do a certain workout or after you go on a long walk? And get specific once again. With walking, for example, maybe it's after 10 minutes you start to feel it, but before 10 minutes it was totally fine. Or maybe you feel it in the first 5 minutes and then it's gone. And then you feel it later on when your body has cooled down. What makes it feel worse? Maybe massage makes it feel worse. Maybe stretching makes it feel worse. Maybe heat makes it feel worse. Maybe stress makes it feel worse. Sleeping poorly. Or, you had that argument with your partner yesterday, and then today, wow, my foot, why? It's so painful. Stress from work, stress from conflict in relationships, stress from existential considerations, Try to dig deep here. Try to get super reflective. And I also want you to think about, back to the onset of the pain, what was going on in your life at that time? Because, I think it helps if I share my own personal experiences so that we can normalize and relate as human beings. But most of my injuries developed at moments of peak stress in my soccer football career. And that started from a very, very young age. When I broke my ankle when I was 9 years old, that was when we started playing in a more competitive league. And while I thought it was fun, clearly there was some pressure there. All of my high ankle sprains would come at the peak tryout moments, like for the Olympic development program, or when we would go to a college showcase, or when it would be a final in a tournament. My ankle would just blow out. My medial knee pain in university, when I really wasn't happy being on the team and playing so intensely, when I just wanted to experience other things. Injuries are opportunities to identify dis-ease in your body, in your mind, in your emotional state. And oftentimes, I believe, our body is helping us in those moments. So it's like, hey, you're feeling really stressed and overwhelmed. I'm going to stop you. I'm just going to put the brakes on forcefully and injure you, or cause this flare up in your digestive functioning or your skin or anything, our symptoms and signs of the body are here to help us, here to give us more information, and we need to listen to them. We need to pull them close. We need to respect them, and we need to try and slowly do something to make them go away, but slowly, not just blast away with medications, but really conscientiously moving how things are. Okay, so deep journaling this week. Once again, those questions are in the video description below. Now, on top of the journaling, I also want you to start getting up close and personal with your foot, because I find, it's kind of far away from up here. So, maybe we don't have so much connection with this area of our body. And really, the more attention and love that we can give the painful parts of ourselves, the better they're going to feel, the quicker they're going to heal, the more they might open up and accept the work that we're doing on them. That might sound a bit woo-woo, but, hey, it's one perspective. I want you to palpate your foot this week. So I want bare hands on bare foot. And what you're going to do is every single centimeter of your foot, you are going to touch it. The bottom, the top, maybe into the lower leg. Go through the calf area, go through the front of the shin. Palpate your bony shin bone and feel like, are there any differences between your right and your left, your affected side and your non-affected side? Document this. If you are a very visual learner, you could maybe draw a picture of a foot or print one out off the internet and take a pen and circle the areas where you found differences from right to left. Or maybe on both sides, you're like, whoa, this part of my foot is super tender when I touch it. What's going on in there? This information is going to be really important for our next video and will be directly applied to our first real exercise. I don't want to say real exercise, but the first activity from that video. So really, please take the time here. And if it's hard to get down here or to bring your foot up to you, then ask if a loved one can palpate your foot for you. Doesn't have to be a full-blown foot massage, although that's always nice. But, really just digging in to all the structures along the toes, between the toes, on the outsides of the heel, above the heel, covering, once again, every centimeter of this area of your body. Okay, so 2 homework assignments, lots of journaling, and some good palpation of your foot. If you get inspired, please share your findings in the Facebook group, or if you have other questions, pop in on those office hours. But otherwise, I will see you in the next video where we will be diving into anatomy of the foot. So stick with the work and take good care.